Taiwan expands Russian sanctions to stop tech being used for weapons. India joins the ranks of stock market superpowers. Okinawa rejects court order to OK revised US-based transfer plan. BOJ's Ueda signals chance of policy shift. Nvidia raises $15 million helping Israel-Hamas war hit civilians. Maersk says it will resume shipping in the Red Sea. US SEC sets deadline for spot Bitcoin ETF updates on December 29. China approves 105 online games after draft curbs trigger massive losses.
Hello, I'm Wei Li. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Wednesday, December 27th, and here are your top stories. Taiwanese Ministry of Economic Affairs said on Tuesday that it has expanded a list of sanctioned goods for Russia and its ally Belarus in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine to prevent Taiwanese high-tech goods from being used for military purposes. Taiwanese Ministry of Economic Affairs said the move was made in order to fulfill international cooperation and prevent the export of our high-tech goods for military purposes. The list includes equipment from making semiconductors, as well as certain chemicals and medicines.
Taiwan has condemned Russia's attack and already joined the Western-led sanctions effort, though it is largely symbolic as there is only minimal direct trade between the country and Russia. The ministry said in a statement the new sanctions are consistent with those already announced by the European Union, the United States, and other countries. The EU, the United States, and others have recently compiled a common high-priority list of commercial electronic and mechanical parts and equipment that can be used to make weapons.
According to Refinitiv, the market value of company listed on India's exchanges crossed $4 trillion in late November. India has two major exchanges, the National Stock Exchange of India and the BSE, Asia's oldest bourse, formerly known as Bombay Stock Exchange. Data from the World's Federation of Exchanges showed the sizzling rally means that the NSE, which is larger than the BSE by daily transaction value, has now taken Hong Kong's place as the seventh largest bourse.
According to Refinitiv, the ascent of India's stock market value means it ranks behind only those in the United States, China, and Japan. CNN reported India's benchmark Sensex index, which tracks 30 large companies, has climbed over 16% this year, while the broader Nifty 50 index has jumped over 17% in that time. According to a report by Ernst & Young, India's exchanges are also witnessing a boom in initial public offerings. The country saw 150 listings in the first 9 months of 2023. Hong Kong had 42.
An official said on Monday that the Okinawa Prefecture government decided Monday to ignore a court order to approve a modified plan for a key U.S.-based relocation within the southern prefecture, paving the way for the states to take the unprecedented step of doing so. The official said the Okinawa governor will appeal the High Court ruling to the Supreme Court. However, the local government cannot halt work at the contested location site unless the top court overturns the ruling.
A government source said central government plans to approve the modified plan as early as Thursday, seeking to facilitate the transfer of the U.S. Marine Corps Air Station Futenma from the densely populated Jinawan amid staunch opposition from locals, who want the base to be moved out of the island prefecture entirely. Japan and the United States agreed on a relocation plan for the Futenma base in 1996, and Japan selected Hanoko as the new site in 1999.
Bank of Japan Governor Kazuo Ueda said on Monday the likelihood of achieving the central bank's inflation target was gradually rising, and it would consider changing policy if prospects of sustainably achieving the 2% target increase sufficiently. Ueda said, if the virtuous cycle between wages and prices intensify and the likelihood of achieving our price targets in a sustainable and stable manner rises sufficiently, we will likely consider changing policy.
Ueda said the BOJ had not decided on a specific timing to change the loosest monetary stance of any major central bank, due to uncertainties over economic and market developments. He added, we will carefully examine economic developments as well as firms' wage and price-setting behavior, and thereby decide on future monetary policy in an appropriate manner. Reuters noted the language differed slightly from Ueda's usual phrase calling for the need to patiently maintain ultra-loose policy for the time being.
Chipmaker Nvidia and its employees have donated $15 million to Israel and foreign non-profit organizations that are supporting civilians affected by Israel's war with Palestinian militant group Hamas. Nvidia said on Sunday thousands of employees from more than 30 countries donated a total of $5 million, which the company matched and doubled to $10 million under the special program introduced to help those affected by the war. The donation was the largest humanitarian fundraiser in the company's 30-year-old history.
NVIDIA's Deputy General Counsel Gideon Rosenberg said, "We are proud to see such broad support from NVIDIA families in Israel and around the world, and are grateful for their prayers and hope for the return of our colleague." NVIDIA said employees had chosen to donate to organizations in the region including Azer Fund, American Friends of Megan David Adam, Doctors Without Borders, Friends of United Hatzalah, Israel-Aid, U.S., Global Humanitarian Assistance, Jewish Agency for Israel, World Central Kitchen and Zaka.
Global shipping giant Maersk will restart operations in the Red Sea after suspending activities there following attacks by Iran-backed Houthi rebels on commercial vessels. The Danish company announced Sunday that it would resume shipments in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, following the establishment of a new U.S.-led security operation to safeguard the area. Maersk said in a statement, Operation Prosperity Guardian will once again allow shipping vessels to pass through the area.
CNN reported around 10% to 15% of global trade and 30% of container trade passes through the waterway connecting the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. Maersk had diverted its vessels away from the Red Sea earlier this month and introduced new charges to transport goods along longer routes as a result of the disruption. In its Sunday statement, the firm said it was preparing its first vessels to resume transit through the Red Sea as soon as operationally possible.
Reuters reported the U.S. SEC has set a deadline for spot Bitcoin ETF applicants to file final S-1 amendment by December 29th. Multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs filers have been rushing to update their S-1 filing with the cash redemption model, replacing in-kind redemptions, which imply non-monetary payments like Bitcoin. The SEC also reportedly wants Bitcoin ETF filers to name the authorized participants in their filing. However, as of December 22nd, none of the spot Bitcoin ETF filers had the AP agreement in place.
According to Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, the AP agreement will be the last hurdle on the way to spot Bitcoin ETFs. Balchunas wrote on X that AP agreement plus cash creates equals approval. According to Balchunas, 7 firms switched the redemption model strictly to cash, including BlackRock, Grayscale Investments, ARK Invest, and 21 Shares. Despite multiple firms moving forward with last-minute updates, Bloomberg analysts are still confident that the SEC will have approved the first spot Bitcoin ETFs by January 10th.
China's Press and Publication Authority has approved 105 new online games, saying it fully supports the industry after proposed curbs caused massive losses last week for investors in major games makers. The National Press and Publication Administration issued a statement on its WeChat social media account Monday, saying the approval by the Game Working Committee of China Music and Digital Association were positive signals that support the prosperity and healthy development of the online game industry.
According to Associated Press, Tencent's Counter War, Future, and NetEase's Firefly Assault were among games approved. Draft guidelines for curbs on online gaming had caused share prices slump of video game makers. Last Friday, NetEase's Nasdaq-traded shares fell 16.1% while its Hong Kong-traded shares sank 25%. Tencent's closed 12% lower. Hoya Inc., a smaller online games maker, lost 10.7% on the New York Stock Exchange. Overall, the companies lost tens of billions of dollars in market value.
The answer for yesterday was D, heritage. The historic building is as much part of our heritage as the painting. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Maersk says it will resume shipping in the Red Sea. Number 1, suspend, 停缓, 推迟. The introduction of the new system has been suspended until next year. Number 2, safeguard, 保护, 保障. The new card will safeguard the company against fraud. Number 3, prosperity, 兴旺, 繁荣. Our future prosperity depends on economic growth. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's it for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wade Lee, your host. I'll see you next time.